When she had arrived last night at the hotel and then smelt the familiar fragrance that was essential Lisbon, she knew that she had really made a mistake. Her first impulse, therefore, on waking this morning, was to leave immediately and return to Paris. Yet, having forced herself to come to Portugal, now that she was here, her pride, which was very much part of her character, would not let her play the coward. Once and for all, she would lay the ghost that had haunted her for so long, a ghost that she was afraid she would carry with her to her grave. She had tried hard to forget when she was being acclaimed lavishly in France, in Monte Carlo, in Greece, in Hungary, in Vienna, and in London. She had told herself that she would not think of him, she would not remember him, and she would try and try to forget everything about him. And yet, he was always there. If she closed her eyes, she could see his handsome face as if it was yesterday. "Darling little Inez, I love you." It was his deep voice echoing down the years. "You are mine, mine completely, and I am the first and the only man in your life." Prophetic words. So prophetic that she felt even now, when she was approaching old age, like screaming because she could not escape from him. With an effort, she brought her thoughts back from the past. The manager was still hovering near her chair. "Tell me," she asked him, "now that the Marques Juan de Oliveira Vasconles has died, who is living in the Palasta Azul?" "His son, madame. The Marques Alvaro now lives there." "His son?" The Duchesse repeated the words beneath her breath. "I did not know he had a son." Si, madame, the Marques Alvaro is very much like his father, very handsome, very charming, and let me see, he must be over 30 by now." "I had no idea," the Duchesse remarked in a faint voice. "Madame must have met the Marques Juan when you were last here." For a moment the Duchesse closed her eyes. Then she said in a voice that did not sound at all like her own, "Yes, I met him." "You will recollect, madame, how magnificent the Marques looked when riding one of his superb horses." "And the new Marques, his son?" "He looks just like his father, and as a rider is admired by every young man in the whole country, while his horses win all our most important classic races." The manager smiled before he added, "We are indeed very proud of the Marques Alvaro, just as we were very respectful of his father." Again the Duchesse closed her eyes. She could see the Marques as the manager had described him, riding towards her on a huge black stallion. The moment she had seen him, it was as if he had just stepped down from the mountains that the simple people still believed were the habitation of the gods. He was certainly godlike to her, godlike from the moment she first saw him, and when he swept her into his arms and proclaimed that she was his, how could any girl, innocent and unsophisticated, have resisted the Marques Juan? "Perhaps madame will drive out and see the palace," the manager was suggesting. "It is even more impressive than it has been in the past. The new Marques has spent a great deal of money on it, and the gardens are unique in their beauty." The Duchesse drew in her breath. How could she ever forget those gardens, with the stone fountains throwing their water, iridescent in the sunshine, up towards the sky? She particularly remembered the scent of lilac, white and pink. They looked, Juan had told her, as if the gods had made them especially as a background for her beauty. There had been Japanese bridges, rock gardens, summer houses, and grottos, and he had kissed her in each and every one of them. They had wandered in the bright sunshine into the hothouses, and he had then picked her orchids from his fabulous collection from all over the world. He had said, as he so often did, that they were not as beautiful as she was. Yes, she certainly remembered the Palasta Azul, with its Gothic turrets, Arab minarets, Renaissance cupolas and gazebos. She had called it a fairy palace. And how could Juan be anything but a fairy tale prince? Never, never would she forget the hot summers when they had been together. Only when his family came to stay with him and he filled the palace with aristocratic guests for the races was she banished to the house a little way down.